5 hours of gameplay, and over 1,000 balloon stones later, we have made it, my friends. Blastapopolous. So here we go. We're going to talk about some tips and tricks and show you guys how to beat this guy just a little bit easier. We have to make sure that you guys understand how to beat him. Of course, no matter what, he is going to be difficult, and it is a lot of micro and a lot of time. But it's definitely worth it if you want those monkey knowledge packs. This is one of the best way to just get tons of them. You can get like, what, 30 monkey knowledge packs just from getting to level 16? So yeah, it's pretty darn sweet. So first things first, we have to talk about what the heck this guy is. What does he do? And then we'll talk about, obviously the towers that I'm using and how I'm using them to my advantage. So you're probably noticing he randomly seems to shoot out like a billion little fireballs all over the place. Well, yeah, he shoots out fireballs kind of randomly. Every once in a while he shoots out like 2 or 3 fireballs, and then he hits one of usually your strongest towers, and he stuns it, so it can't attack or it can't shoot for a little while. It also does affect monkey villages, though. It attacks monkey villages, but it doesn't seem to affect the monkey village. I don't think, at least. I don't know, it's kind of hard to tell. But, yeah, he shoots out those fireballs, and then whenever you sell a tower, he shoots out a fireball. So when you see me selling a bunch of tack shooters over there, you can see he just goes, shoots out a billion little fireballs over the place and stuns a lot of my towers. So yeah, it gets a little bit ridiculous for sure. And then whenever I do my Moab assassin spam, he shoots out the fireballs again and tries to annihilate those Moab assassins. So I don't know, it just gets a little bit crazy. All right, so let's talk about strategy. Right now, of course, we were on level 15, and we're only 1/4 of the way done with this guy. That's how many times it takes. It usually takes about 4 tries to kill this guy. And we also have a bunch of balloons coming out too, so we have to think about how we're going to pop all of those guys. So first things first, because of the stun ability, my strategy always includes a mortar and a cannon. Just a 0-0 mortar and a 0-0 cannon. Cannon up in the top there to pop the leads, and then the mortar to you hopefully do a lot of popping power. The only problem is he does get stunned a lot. This guy's going to keep attacking your mortar the entire time. The good thing about that is it doesn't affect your tack shooters anymore. So you kind of get some extra balloon popping power over there. But at the same time, it does kind of suck not getting your Bernie stuff doing its job. I know, it's kind of lame. And the reason why I do that is because if he does stun one of the mortars or the cannon, then your lead popping power is nilch, and the lead's just going to walk right through your entire defense. You have to do really crazy micro action to use pineapples all over the place and stuff like that. It's just not worth it. So I highly recommend just get both of those guys. I know it's a little bit more expensive than you wanted to start off with, but it's well worth it. And then use the tack shooters. Oh my god, these pink juicy guys over here. Spam the crap out of him. The way this guy works is he takes down your strongest tower. So obviously we don't want to get a bunch of, like a couple really strong towers. We want to use a bunch of little baby towers. So I've tested out a bunch of strategies, by the way. I tried using dart monkeys, I tried using spike factories, I tried using a bunch of dartling guns, and the tack shooters, my friends, they are the way to go. 3-0 tack shooters are just so boss against these balloons. So, the best way I like to do it is I like to get like 4 to 5, maybe 6 tack shooters up in the front there, and I slowly upgrade them up to 3-0. Because, by this point you probably know, but the Blastapopolous does give you money when you hurt him. So it's kind of nice that you get extra money the more you hurt him. So by the end of the game, if you hurt him a lot, like if you use your stun abilities and stuff like that, you can get more money by the end and start using bigger and better towers, which is pretty darn amazing. So this was my strategy. I was kind of going for mostly using tack shooters in, where my cannon is, and then in the second spot where I just got that, the third spot on the far right side, and then the 4th spot on the bottom here. I was doing that for a while, but then I started to realize you could use tack shooters in a pretty cool way. Just like this. And oh my god, can we kill him this time? Oh, I sure hope so. But you keep on going with these 3-0 textures and just kind of align. And then, that's like one of the best ways to do a lot of popping power. But once you get to the end of the game here, I want to explain my Moab assassin strategy as well. Because Super Monkey fan clubs, they work a pretty good amount, but they're extremely hard to use, they're very time consuming, and by the time you get to the end of the game, it seems like almost just spamming a couple tack shooters is almost as effective as those Super Monkey fan clubs. and using your time to just spam assassins might be a better way to go about doing that than a Super Monkey Fan Club. You guys can test it out and see which way you like to do it, but if you have extreme micro skills, you might be able to use a Super Monkey Fan Club. Otherwise, just use assassins, man. They are boss. But you can't use assassins right at the beginning because you're not going to have enough money. So you need to keep on with the attack shooter strategy, and eventually get to my assassin strategy. Now, I do have some tips and tricks for the assassin. It is a 2-4 cannon, you guys probably know that, but what you do is you build him right over the ability spot, or at least close to the ability spot. And what you can do is, this is the way I do it, by the way. I know this is a very exact way that I like to do it, but I put my index finger on my left hand on the right, or the period on your keyboard, and then I put my left pinky on the Y for cannon. So what I can do is I can press the cannon button with Y, and then I upgrade it right away with the period with my index finger, and then I use the mouse to use the ability, and then since I'm right there, I can just move my mouse just a tiny bit and press the cell button. And the cool thing about it is that putting the cannon on the ability button, it usually means that you don't have to click, it doesn't click off of it. It clicks back on the cannon after you use the ability, and you can just go to sell it right away, so it's you do one less click. So it really helps for spamming the ability extremely quickly. Highly recommend at least checking it out and see if it works for you guys. It did take a little while for me to get used to it and kind of perfect it, I suppose. But as you can see, I was spamming assassins really freaking quick. It looked like I was almost using a hack or something like that just to, spam these guys all over the place. So we got a Blastapopolous running all over the place over here, man. Oh, man, we're still trying to use the Super Monkey Fan Club and everything, at least trying, and as you can tell, oh my god, it's rough, it's rough, it's rough! We're on this level 16 already, and using the Super Monkey Fan Club, spamming the assassin, and all that junk is still leaving us with barely surviving against the Bloons, and barely hurting this guy 1/4 of his damage. Now, I haven't really seen what happens when you get down to, like, the skull thing, until right there. You saw it, he was like, boom, and he just shot out a billion triple fireballs all over the place, which is kind of cool, to be honest. But I was confused for a little while, because it doesn't seem to happen that fast. But on 4 times speed, like you see right now, it does happen quite quickly, and you start to realize, oh my goodness, it does get pretty darn crazy. So now I'm going to start showing you guys using more abilities. You guys might have noticed me using some abilities before, and I highly recommend trying to use them. I'm using every single ounce of my power today to try and beat this guy. So I'm going to use the extra crates right from the get-go. I'm going to use the boss abilities. I got a bunch of free boss abilities too, by the way, because they cost 30 Bloomstone, so it's a lot of Bloomstone just for using one ability. But I highly recommend it, especially in combos. We're going to show you guys a combo a little bit later, but using like the boss chill and the double damage, oh, it's awesome, man. So here we go. And the cool thing about using the abilities, a lot of people think you have to wait till the very end to use the abilities, because basically you're going to have more money and you're going to have more stuff to kill things by the end. So you're getting more damage out of your abilities. That sort of makes sense, but you'll get more money now if you use the abilities because you're damaging him so much, and then by the end of the game you'll have even more money that you can use on more things. So it's kind of up to you what you want to do, but I highly recommend using the abilities right around that like second area right there. That's when you're going to have a pretty darn big chunk of money. You're going to have a bunch of attack shooters over there, and you can do some pretty mega damage. So here we go. I'm actually starting this this new thing. If you get a bunch of money like by using those abilities, start using some ninjas. It's pretty sweet. So I used the double damage ability as well over here. And now I get up all these ninjas, all those attack shooters all over the freaking place, and we're still doing, we got 6 ninjas or 7 ninjas attacking this guy. Oh my god, and we're still spamming the assassin. And we did get below half health already, which is freaking amazing. Check out my assassin ability spam. Oh my god, it's amazing. But he still got through. This guy has so much health. Now the crazy thing about those, the balloon abilities, or I guess the boss abilities, whatever you want to call them, the red one doesn't really do much. It's 1500 damage. Don't use that one. If you're going to use it, don't use that one. It's not worth it by the time you get to this point. Use double damage for sure, or the boss chill. Either one of those is pretty good because you're doing extra damage. You know, that's the way I like to think about it. Anyways, we're going to finish him off right here, right now, guys. We're going to do all this damage. So we're going to use all of the abilities that we have. We're going to use we used our freeze. We're going to send him back. We're going to use all of these textures. Check out the amount of money that we're getting now. I know, it's pretty darn ridiculous. Now be careful for the balloons. I know you guys have not seen me lose yet, but they can still be deadly. I had to spam some road spikes on some of those levels. I had to move my mortar around a little bit, and they could be deadly for sure. So just be a little bit careful. You also might want to think about starting to use a ninja if you get any extra money. Like I have a 4-2 ninja on the bottom corner there, like the bottom middle. He works really, really well. He pops extra balloons, and he just does stuff, so he's awesome. But check out the ridiculous here, using those few little boss abilities. The ridiculousness of the amount of money that we got by this point is crazy. Now we can spam billions of ninjas and billions of textures all over the place. Check out my micro, though. It is absolutely amazing. So, by the way, if this helped you guys out, I would really appreciate it if you liked it for me. It was a lot of work to do this, and I did it as fast as possible to make sure you guys could hop in here and have a good time with the boss. Instead of having all these issues trying to figure out what the heck is going on with him and figuring out quick little tips. I don't know. It's kind of hard to figure it out, but once you hear somebody talk about it and watch it happen, you're like, wow, that wasn't that bad at all. But we do it. We take down level 16. That was only 3 tries, by the way, but I did use, obviously, the monkey boost and the balloon boss ability thing, Bob's, and we took him down. And what do we get out of this bad boy? Oh my god, 10,000 city cash, monkey boost, 15 monkey, oh no, we got 8 monkey knowledge pack, and 2 legendaries. So definitely worth it to beat level 16. Level 20 is going to be ridiculously hard to do. I might go for it in the future. We'll see. I don't know. It's going to be a lot of cash and everything, but definitely worth it if you guys want to try and go for level 20. You know, maybe if I had my city level up to level 40, I'd have more money and I might have an easier time against it, but at the moment, not quite so much. Press like if you liked the video, subscribe if you haven't, and have a super duper delicious day.